A musical work itself, until somebody actually plays it, is just marks on a page. You know, even if you're really, really faithful to the score, there's still 1,000 ways to play a single note.
Just
you want to work more here.
Yeah, I'll just cut then,
rarity.
and then.
Good afternoon. Let's welcome Alisa Weilerstein. From the top.
There was no real journey to loving classical music. It just was something that I loved. The drive to play came from me. I was very driven and very ambitious on my own. I didn't need anyone to tell me to prepare for a concert. I always wanted to give my best, and this is what I really loved doing, and it was what drove me. It felt very organic to me and fun, and it wasn't something I was scared of.
Just a little more space.
For the first violins, 3 is quite frantic. You have grazioso, poise, elegance, yeah? And you hear now how Alisa plays the movement. We have that charm, so we need to have that there. So you hear how she's playing this. We change into this moment. You are first, 3 after 8. Play with that grit and power, strength. It's very inspiring.
A concerto is when there is a player who is playing a very demanding part, technically, intellectually, musically, artistically, and it's a solo part, and this is accompanied by a full orchestra. The conductor is conducting the orchestra and is collaborating with the soloist. But the soloist and, by extension, the conductor are shaping this performance.
3 after 19. It's almost like an accelerando through the 3-2. Yep. Yes, show us the way. And same thing, 6 after 19. You say, ba, 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 da.
Barber Cello Concerto is a tour de force. It was written in 1944 and was very much a response to the events of the time. So these were the last years of the Second World War. So this concerto is, for Barber anyway, it's gritty and has some real darkness in it. There are so many colors and there's so much variety in the language that he uses, and the harmonies are so interesting, and it's really inspired music.
Sorry to stop at trumpets. It's a very painful moment. We don't want to get too bright at 2 after 6, but also it gets slower and slower. And please keep it as soft and padded as possible. Here we go, 6. One more time.
Meeting Gemma was wonderful. It's actually the first time we met in person, and that's often how it is, that you come in for a week and then you just meet for the first time, and then immediately you dive into this incredibly profound music and rehearse and work intensively, and then it's done. If that spot goes well, then the rest is very easy. This is by far the hardest spot.
I'm playing 16 one more time.
Not at all. It's fine. Yeah.
Thank you.
Like with the crickets.
I was wondering about 19.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we keeping it, or is it more recit?
It's recit in my bit. So, but you, if you keep, you kind of have to keep me in line. Let's say. Okay. So. Like you.
That's very clear.
Yeah. But don't be shy about that. Also.
It's
yes.
Once we're on that.
When you're learning a piece, first you go from inside and then you go out, not the other way around. You don't come in with a vision for a piece before you actually know what you're doing. Should I just start from the...
Yes.
Micromanage a bit, and then you figure out what's going on, and then you can zoom out and then play with the boundaries a little bit. I like to think of playing concertos as chamber music on a large scale. It doesn't really work, in my view, if I'm just sitting there and expecting them to just hear everything that I'm doing without a kind of interaction from me. All of my cues are nonverbal. I will say some things, of course, but I can say much more with my body language and also with how I'm shaping a phrase. When the orchestra becomes attuned to that, that's when we can really raise the level of the performance.
You see molto espressivo in this music. It should sustain and sing. And I'm hearing dum, dee, dum, dee. Sustain all along lines. So romantic, so yearning.
Much better. Thank you so much.
Great. We thank Cellist Alisa very much. Thank you. I want to have time for that. Brilliant.
concert music, to me, I still think it is the most direct way of communicating emotions, intellect, thoughts, without words, without language barriers. It reaches people very viscerally. We all have it in us. It's a kind of primal response that we have to music. It also requires concentration. So it's not a passive listening experience. You're going to get everything out of it. But you don't need to have any particular knowledge to get the most important, really profound impact. So that's why I think it's the highest form of communication that we have.